Hi, my name is Kannon, and I became a healthier person and lost a little weight through a process known as intermittent fasting. And I'm going to teach you how you can do that as well. Backing my claims, I'm going to reference medical information I learned from Dr. Jason Fung online. Now, this information is one of thousands of articles online that you can find just by Googling the word intermittent fasting. I chose Dr. Jason Fung's research because I really appreciated how he put his information together. Dietary fasting in general is just the act of eating and not eating. So when you wake up in the morning, you're breaking a fast, which is why we commonly know it as breakfast. And intermittent fasting is the process of scheduling what hours you can eat or what days you can eat. So the most normal intermittent fasting process is called the 8-16. The 8-16 is taking 8 hours of where you can eat and 16 hours where you can't eat. In this 16-hour window, you can also be sleeping. So a normal day could consist of 12 a.m. midnight to 8 a.m. of sleep. You wake up from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. you don't eat, and then from 4 p.m. to midnight you are allowed to eat. And you would keep going on that process. Another common way is the day on, day off. So one day you would be allowed to eat, the next day you wouldn't, and back and forth. And the little bit more of an extreme end, in my opinion, is the 3-day fast and the 4 days being able to eat. So that's a 3 on, 4 off. And this process is a little bit more strict, but you're still allowed to drink water and drink black coffee in this time, just nothing with like calories in it. So the interesting part of intermittent fasting is when you are eating, you're allowed to eat a little bit more freely. That being said, you still want nutrient-dense and fiber-rich foods that are healthy for you that you can use as like fuel for yourself. But this isn't time to start eating unhealthy foods or ice creams. A lot of sugar is what people think they're going to crave after, but I find I crave vegetables and fresh food after. The hormones and science behind this are pretty interesting. And the way when you do eat, your body prioritizes energy is by absorbing glucose first. Now, glucose is the easiest thing for your body to break up, and that's why it uses it first. In fasting, there's 5 different phases. The first is called the feeding phase. And this is when your insulin levels rise and your body is getting the glucose ready to process into the different tissues such as brain or muscle that need energy. The second phase is the post-absorptive phase. In this phase, your body is kind of running out of glucose, so the glycogen in your blood starts breaking down into glucose. And at this point, you're still moving off of that energy source. In the third phase, you go through gluconeogenesis. This is when your liver starts breaking down the amino acids and turning those into glucose for your body to use. Now, the fourth stage is called ketosis. You may have heard of the ketogenic diet before, and in the ketogenic diet, that's when they lower their carb intake and they eat proteins and fats. Same thing in this fasting state. Since you don't have any carbs, your body is breaking down the fats. Since you aren't eating fats, it's going to use the fats that are stored in your body as excess. Now, the fifth stage is called the protein conservation phase. In this phase, your body is trying to keep itself at a normal metabolic rate, and it's going to raise the levels of human growth hormone to keep your muscle and lean tissue intact. So I've talked to you about dietary fasting, intermittent fasting, food that you can eat in this type of diet, and the science behind it. Now, I am not a physician, and I don't know everybody's unique case, so I would always recommend doing your own personal research as well as consulting your physician before trying any diet change at all. There's so much that you can do to look up different information about this online, but if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll try my best to help you out. Thank you.